And so this is session 42, right, of Ultraviolet Grasslands. The last time, we were in the Black City, or outside the Black City, and then came in for sure. We had a little lost time because of a misfortune roll. Met some little gerbils who were symbiotes with the autofax. But I did some makeup with them. Alba Negra visited the portals that were there, and poked around those a little bit, including Portal 4. Um, and stepped partway through one of them, just got a little tingle. Um, nothing bad. Phaedred did some research, asking traders about access to Black City. Lots of varying stories, um, but there was a dangerous wall of toxic dust between here and there, and so there was some engineering going on. Did you wind up modifying Betty?
We did.
Yeah,
We modified Betty. We installed some bean tech
Bean
to
Tech.
like environmental, basically environmental screens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, made it through that pretty well. Um, got rid of some neurotoxic slimes that were hanging out there. He passed by some frozen silhouettes suspended in the dust, and played with the noospheric glove a little bit, absorbing one of the traveler's memories. There were some betrayal-based memories there, but upon a broader survey, like it's not all that. It's just some of them. But then you made it to the Black City itself, a shifting mass of black and cubical biomechanical towers by the sea, impossible geometry, boiling in and out of focus. Um, the sky glowing with wine purple and citrus yellow tracings. Um, we did some scene painting based on what the travelers had going on. The markets closed when Phaedred came by, mirroring his fear of failure. Modon was reminded of the earthy farm smells, for the life that he abandoned to go traveling. Alba Negra, some of the skyline resembled her home in the Redlands. Um, and you found that the city was mostly populated by citizens, of which you were declared citizens. But they're like not artificial, not automatons, not specters. They just lack a spark. Um, Still people, but there's something behind their eyes missing. Um, y'all did some more noospheric research, discovering the city itself is alive, basically a vast demiurge type thing, um, projecting a lot of this into reality, kind of like describing it as like a 4 or 5 dimensional shape, kind of dipping in and out of our space, kind of boiling off the edges. Almost like every inhabitant they found is like a finger of a giant hand. And the city whispered to you, only the Black City is real, all else is fallen. And that the outside world could be remade. Um, there was something else hidden there. Um, Time was weird. We are not quite sure how long we've been in the city, but you've been basically living a life in there, trading, going to restaurants, talking to folks, and in the process of talking to folks, um, something that is not the city reached out to each person, offering bargains. Modon was offered release from all pain and worry forever and declined that. Alba Negra accepted the ability to be accepted anywhere, permanently welcome wherever she goes, and lost some charisma for that, but not too much because of Herodise. Phaedred, at his favorite bar, was offered immortality, and he refused. And Spatula did accept the deal, and got a full on everything, a full life. Now a PC with a full history that we have yet to explore. Um,
Speaking of which, refresh your hero dice.
refresh your hero dice. Yeah, get two hero dice, and that's pretty much where we left it.
So
Um,
does does Skelly need to go through the question process?
um, you know what? Let me ask a couple questions of Skelly. Um, Skelly, you did not go with them, but here you are in the city anyway.
Oh,
Um, let's start off easy. What's Skelly's favorite color?
oh, gray.
Gray. Yeah. Um, and you arrived by yourself, um, and haven't really run into the others yet. And the I think you are surprised to find this guy way more vivid than you remember, and for some reason you do have a memory of it.
Hmm.
Um, the you're on the western edge of the land by the sea, and every day the sunsets are just like these wild rainbow colors, um, kind of calling back the Spectrum Palace a little bit. What dreams did you give up to come here?
What dreams did I give up to come here? Um, hmm. Are we talking literal dreams or just aspirations?
Whatever works.
Whatever works. Okay. Um, I think, why not? Let's go with this. I think Skelly gave up any, I think Skelly gave up any hope that it would ever be alive again.
Mm,
Um, not that the memory of life, not giving up the memory of having been alive and
yeah,
whatever it gets back from that, but yeah, that the acceptance that it will never be alive again.
yeah. I think there's a tinge of that fear and like the air you walk in the city. There's that sort of there's a lot of things that remind you of like even these citizens who are maybe not soulless but definitely missing something, have something that you don't. um what's your greatest hope here?
I think the greatest hope would be to regain regain all of its memories from
Hmm.
prior to death.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. What would after spending a few days or weeks, who knows how long, in a city like you've made yourself at home here a little bit, kind of settled into a routine. What does Skelly find itself doing on a day-to-day basis?
Probably like how established do we find ourselves?
You find yourself very, you especially, I think more than the others, find it very comfortable.
Hmm, okay. I think I think Skelly probably finds itself um perusing perusing booksellers and libraries,
Yeah,
whatever kind of bookish type things, and possibly even like, you know, doing some trades here and there, like, oh, I met this person who's looking for this book. Oh, I found it at this bookseller.
yeah,
Maybe like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. And there is trade in the city. It feels kind of monotonous, I think.
hmm,
um there's not kind of like the buzz of the last Sarai or even the Spectrum Palace, even the camp outside. It feels like it's a city that is alive, but um, like always shifting, but unchanging at the same time.
Mm.
Um, but you find yourself in one of the great libraries there, um, and all of the brilliant skies outside kind of filter in through the windows. Everything inside does have this sort of gray tinge to it. Um, can I get an aura check from you just to get a vibe?
Yeah, that's going to be a 19.
Fantastic. Um, yeah, and after like you don't know how long you've been here, right? Um, the who you assume is a librarian approaches you um, and asks if you have found your friends yet.
Okay. Do I recall having friends?
Yeah, I mean, you remember everything that's happened,
Yeah,
right?
I remember everything. Okay. Um, like, ha I have not, and also, how would you know of my
It's I'm in a position to know many things as keeper of knowledge here. Um, I've seen you in here many times, and I always get the feeling that you are looking for something specific.
friends? Several specific things, if I might say so.
Well, I mean, you've come to the right place for sure. The process of understanding can take lifetimes. But I see something in you that most others here lack. There's a there's a driving force behind you. And I would like to offer a shortcut. And I think with the like it's almost like someone in color showed up in a black and white movie. This person.
Mm.
Um, and it's not really something you notice at the time, but their exact appearance is really difficult to nail down. Like their gender, their height, but there's something really vivid about them.
Mm. Is it like that they don't seem to resemble anyone in particular, or that they appear to be like everyone? Like, what is the...
Yeah, more like everyone.
Okay,
Yeah, and
all
it's not
right.
off-putting while you're there, but in the future when you look back, you'll be like, I could not describe that person if you asked me.
Mm. Okay, okay. So not nondescript, but also
Yeah,
not easily...
vivid but impenetrable.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So I think I'll just be like, well, if there's anything that I've discovered about my post mortem, it would be that these sorts of things don't come without cost.
They do not.
So, what is the price for such a shortcut?
You're a traveler. You have come from the needle of the world to the Black City and back again. And what you need to do is be still and allow knowledge to come to you. And my friend, this is the one place where that can happen.
Hmm. I noticed that you didn't answer what is being asked of me or in return.
It's not that something is asked of you, but the weight of knowledge is its own burden.
Yes.
I can give you that knowledge. All you have to do is ask.
I have been known to jump into these things somewhat recklessly um, in the past, and I believe I might need a time to consider.
Of course. The library is always open.
I
You
don't
may
suppose you could. Sorry, what was
go
I going
ahead.
to say?
Go ahead.
I don't suppose you could offer me a small point in the right direction to rendezvous with a companion.
You know where they are. And I think you do. I think like when they say that, you're like, oh yeah, we have our usual meeting spot.
All right. Like, one way or the other, I will likely be back.
I know.
I imagine you do. Do
Um,
you happen to have a name?
you can just think of me as possibility.
I'll tip my hat and be like, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to see you again. And they wander off.
I
Um,
think as I
oh,
I
sorry,
just
go
think
ahead.
as I walk out of the library to where I remember to meet my companions. Like,
Yeah.
you know, look at just mutter to myself, look at me growing. I didn't immediately take the opportunity.
um, Alba Negra, where do you find yourself feeling most welcome here?
Um, hmm. I think she alternates between cafes, coffee shops, places like that, and then places of research or learning.
And I think you all find yourselves together in one of these coffee shops. Very nice, bustling. There's comfortable places to sit. Um, Beverages and refreshments are provided to you at no cost. And of course, since your friends are with you, them as well. Um, you've been here for a while. It doesn't feel cold. It doesn't feel like winter, even though you're pretty sure you are still in the depths of it. It might just be the warm sea air coming, off the west. But yeah, this is not the first time you've gathered here. What do you like doing?
Well, the first thing that she always does is she wants to see what the color of flowers they put at the table are,
Mm.
and to see if the arrangement has changed or if sometimes it seems like she's seen it before, if there's any deja vu. So
Yeah, I feel like whatever it is, you feel like it's not a deja vu, you've seen it before, but I think it's always comforting and new, but also familiar. Like, oh
mhm,
yeah, I've seen this before. They're good at doing this. That's nice.
yeah.
But it's fresh every day.
Um, she would offer everybody, make sure everybody's comfortable, and then also ask if anybody would like some additional stimulant in their drink. She can add extra stimulant.
Well, thank you, Alba. I think I will just do with the. I think I will just do with the coffee. Um, there's. Has everyone else found that? Has everyone else like not sure how long we've been here? Because I'm not sure how long we've been here. Like one day seems to run to another, and have we been here a week? Have we been here a month? I'm not exactly sure. The days are running together.
I believe, Phaedred, that you are confusing monetary time with sensory time. We're in sensory time where things shift depending on attention.
Interesting. I hadn't really encountered that before.
This is why I have drugs.
I would I would think that the drugs would exacerbate that issue.
They allow you to change your sensory time, so they allow you to leave monetary time and other vexing kinds of time if you need to, and also to enter spaces that your body may not currently inhabit.
I've just been, I'm just somewhat afraid that when it is time to leave, we might find that a long time has passed. Or alternatively, that we leave and no time at all has passed. I'm
I,
not sure.
I think when we leave, we will find that the correct time has passed. Because if the correct time has not passed, we won't be able to leave.
That doesn't exactly answer my question, but it also answers my question perfectly.
Such as seems to be the norm around here.
Yeah. This place is the city is strangely pleasant and strangely comforting, and at the same time, it's just kind of strange.
One thing is it seems to lack the kind of goals and drive that we experience in the outside world.
Yeah, that's that's actually what's disturbing me simply. It almost feels like it's too easy here.
Or maybe in the outside world, we make it too hard.
Also a way to look at it.
I mean, out there we had to constantly scrounge for supplies, and here it doesn't seem to be the. I mean, we're eating for free here, after all.
Well, that is partly because of the change that was brought up on me. I sadly gave up some of um, my shyness in order to be more open to the friendliness of the world.
Hmm. I was also given an offer that I decided to decline, at least for now.
Hmm.
I'm not sure I made the right decision, but at the same time, I'm certain I made the right decision, which is, again, kind of how I'm feeling about this city. It seems, there's almost a duality here.
Perhaps,
I had a sort of continue.
no, Skelly.
But it seems as though I have also been made an offer to which I asked for time to consider. The implication being to carry the unbearable weight of knowledge. Uh, the librarian was quite friendly, though.
Was it you had developed a bit of a relationship with who seemed to change and made you an offer?
Yeah, like didn't quite seem to be both someone and or no one and everyone all at once.
Hmm. Yes, that was the same sort of individual who made me an offer. In my case,
Ah,
it was the bartender of the bar of the hotel that I've been staying. You
I
know, we've she and I have we developed a bit of a rapport, although still mostly professional. But something came over her, and I was talking to her, but it was not her at the same time, and I was given a very tempting offer.
oh, do tell.
She offered me immortality.
Oh my. And you turned that down?
I did. Um, I'm I did turn it down. I wasn't entirely sure what I would have to give up for it, but one thing I was certain I would have to give up is, well, one thing I was certain I would have to experience were one to live for centuries or millennia or even longer is, well, you're going to see your friends and loved ones always, always pass. If you're going to always constantly outlive your friends and loved ones, and I'd be afraid of becoming callous about that sort of thing. And if you can live forever, I'd be afraid to become the sort of person who would become callous with other people. And yeah, I've read tale of those who were granted immortality and later regretted it. And if you're immortal, there's nothing much you can do to end it.
Perhaps you should ask if there is an escape clause.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I don't necessarily want to see the heat death of the universe. So, and I'd never been unhappy with my lot in life, knowing that our time on this earth is limited. That adds a certain beauty to it, knowing that things are ephemeral. And that's why I decided to turn it down. Now, the offer's still on the table, so I could conceivably go back if I changed my mind, but I don't know. It's it's an interest it's an interesting possibility.
as you speak through your thought process here, uh, I've somewhat consider that maybe the knowledge itself isn't the goal, but the acquiring it. Perhaps if I were to take such a shortcut as our friend seems to have offered to everyone, perhaps you actually lose something in the simply receiving rather than the work towards acquiring.
What is
There is that.
Specialist take on that?
Pardon me?
What is Specialist take on that?
Hmm.
Spatula, sorry. Of what exactly? What's his take on?
The offer
On the deal, yeah.
on the deal special that was offered.
Yeah, what do you think you lost by taking the
Oh,
deal?
um, what was it? I remember it was. I can't remember now. I remember it was like something that he wasn't bothered because he felt like, well, I'm already kind of not. He already felt like a two-dimensional person anyway, and didn't really feel like he was losing it. But I can't remember what it was now.
I think specifically you lost some aura
Oh, right. It was like a
mechanically.
Yeah,
mechanically,
yeah,
yeah.
mechanically, but I can't remember. I remember philosophically.
I think metaphorically, it was like a fraction. I think it was a sliver of your soul you gave up.
Maybe because I remember having the conversation, and it didn't really bother him because he felt like such a sort of new, barely being anyway. That he's like, that's cool, whatever. If it makes me a more fully realized, complex, in-depth individual, I don't think I'll miss it. I wonder now, though. Yeah, I still feel like he probably still feels that way just because he felt so thin before that it was sort of like I don't even know that he would really be cognizant of what he lost exactly. Especially being that he gained so much and there's probably so many new dimensions and nooks and crannies to his new fulfilledness. But at the same time, like I feel like I also feel like it's more interesting, but I feel like there has to be some almost paradox now that with all this newfound wisdom and complexity of being a full being and everything, some question in their mind of like just knowing that part of the deal was losing something and kind of wondering like, huh, I wonder what used to be here that's not here anymore.
I
So it was,
believe that maybe you might find that while you've gained a whole um, palette of memories, you didn't give yourself a chance to form any of your own to compare them to.
yeah, I think there's that eternal uh sentient being question of the road not taken. You never know what was down that other road.
Yeah, I think, and specifically in your case, like losing part of a soul that you may not have fully had in the first place. Maybe there's like an ache somewhere where it's like, I know I'm a real person. I have a history now. Um, but like there's something that's missing and I don't know what it is. Like there's a hole that it's not terrible, but it's something that comes up when you're by yourself at night.
Indeed.
Personally, I just feel diminished. It's a very strange experience. I used to live so intensely in my own emotions and avoid others, and while I can still reach some of that intensity, it's not as driving as it used to be. On the other hand, everybody seems very friendly, so that's a positive.
So what now?
I am curious if there are other unusual things that might exist in the city. Are there other discoveries that we might be able to make?
There are maybe not within the city proper itself.
Mm.
Um, but there's a bit of something. If you go more towards the ocean. Um, but it feels like you have kind of everything you need here.
Has any?
There's
Oh,
Go on. I
yeah,
was just
just
going to
one
say,
question.
go on,
Well,
please.
go ahead. You go.
Oh, I was just going to say, so if there's parts of the city we haven't been to yet that are like closer to the ocean, I would definitely be interested in exploring that to see what's there.
Yeah, and there's even like a promenade, um, a boardwalk, where you can take in the views of the ocean. It's very pleasant. People gather there to watch the sunset, um, and you see the same people there every day. Um,
Phaedred takes, or
yeah,
Alba Negra takes Phaedred arm in arm, and they stroll along the promenade.
yeah, it's very pleasant.
Absolutely.
It feels like you've done this 100 times. Um, yeah, this is really nice. I think Alba Negra feels there is a kind of longing for belonging somewhere, like almost as if it's not that the people in the city here are unpleasant. It feels like their hospitality extends to everyone who comes here. And I think there's like a slight feeling of wanting to be special.
Yeah, the sunset over the wine dark sea is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Does anybody get the feeling that everything about this city seems to just try to convince you to stay?
Oh, yes. It is here to keep us a part of its. Um, Actually, I don't know what its purpose is, but it is definitely keeping us here to interact with.
It's almost like it's almost like it's to a certain extent. I mean, other than a few disturbing things here and there, it almost feels like it's a like almost an idealized city. It's everything seems very pleasant. Nothing's everything's pleasant. Everything is interesting enough, but I don't know. There's like there's like a certain spark that this doesn't seem to be here.
That's true.
This
Yeah,
isn't like
although this isn't like the city of Safrange or Violet City back in the back in the Rainbow Lands. This isn't like it certainly isn't like Porcelain Citadel where there was stuff going on and things seemed to have stakes and the people we interacted with were passionate about things. Everyone just here just seems to be just kind of pleasant. And, you know, I can understand a certain appeal to that. yeah, but everyone here seems to be missing something.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder though, like if everybody here was once offered something and they took it.
And the other thing that crossed my mind is if we stay here too long, or is the city going to take from us what it has taken from the other citizens? And
Mm.
we'll just become just kind of blandly pleasant? Because that's the what I'm getting from this. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the city. Everything is just kind of blandly pleasant. I've tried to set up some deals, tried to do some trading, and nobody's heart seems to be in it. None of their wares are particularly interesting.
Yeah, I think they're like just enough to like make you feel like you got a deal for a moment, but then afterwards, like eating junk food almost. Phaedred, can I get an aura roll from you?
Aura, yeah, my aura is 4. Oh, by the way, I didn't just reset. Oh, I just realized I didn't reset my hero
Oh,
dice,
here
so
it
let
is.
me do that. And I'm actually at max. I don't think I used any hero dice last week.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, aura roll. My aura is 4, so I'm rolling a d20, and I got a 12 on the die, plus
16.
4 is a 16.
I think you as you're kind of saying this, where do you think you are? Is this on the boardwalk or is
I
this
think this is probably on the boardwalk. Maybe we're heading, I was thinking maybe we're like heading toward the end of I mean, maybe walking farther along the boardwalk than we
yeah,
have before. I'm curious at this point to see like what's at the end of the boardwalk.
yeah. And I think you you sense behind you someone different. And when you look back, it's someone who doesn't look like your bartender, but like clearly is. And they're just kind of like pacing you at a distance, like kind of like they're not stalking you. They are strolling at the same speed that you
At the
are,
same speed we are, in the
like
same
kind of
direction we
matching you.
are.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's sort of the bartender and sort of not.
It is definitely the bartender, but it does
Oh, it's
not look
definitely
like them at all.
So
interesting.
Alba Negra glances back in the direction of that Phaedred is looking in the noosphere. Is
Mhm.
there somebody there that's different?
Yes. Um, and you recognize them.
Yeah.
And not only different, but like you, just because of who you all are, you've popped around and poked into the noosphere here, and you do get that impression of like the people here are individuals. It's not like they're a hive mind or zombies or automatons or illusions or anything, but they do seem to be part of the city.
Yeah.
This is not at all. You can almost feel like you can almost feel the city kind of pulling at them a little bit. Um, and for a minute, it almost seems like they are struggling to keep up with you.
Hmm. Keeping my, every so often glancing back over my shoulder, I'm thinking I'll just, be aware, like stop every once in a while, take in the view and keep an eye on this individual. And yeah, I think if it's okay with you, Teal, like I think Phaedra and Alba Negra will continue walking to the end of the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, at a certain point, Alba Negra will stop to adjust her shoes and see if they close the distance at all.
Yeah, they're keeping a respectful distance. They're almost as if they're just like casually observing you.
Got it. And I think I don't think I'm trying to hide the fact that I've clocked them, but at the same time, I'm not trying to like, draw attention to I'm not drawing attention to the fact that I think that, that I think that I think someone's following me, but at the same time, I'm not trying to hide the fact.
Yeah.
So, like maybe at some point I'll like look in toward their direction. If they meet my gaze, I'll just kind of like
Yeah, and they'll
nod.
give you a nod. And there is a casualness about it, but also just like this vivid intensity to them that is
More
not
du
there in the other citizens.
more duality. Yeah. I'm curious to see how, and I'm also curious, like, how far does this boardwalk go?
Yeah, I mean, it goes, the city is weird. It's not that it like wraps around, but it's almost as if it's,
It's like an old video game. You go off one end of the screen, and you come on the other.
yeah, it's like it kind of, the city, you've gotten used to it. It's almost comforting at this point, the sort of, um, the bubbling of reality on the edges of your vision as you like turn
It's
and
almost
something
as
is different.
yeah. I was gonna say it's almost as if the city is on a sphere, and you can like walk in. You like it doesn't really have an end. You just kind of like
Yeah,
walk around it.
yeah, yeah. It's not that you like can't reach the end. In fact, I'm pretty sure you see it, but it's just like almost like when you get, it feels like you've gone long enough, maybe, but
Just
you
have gotten
keep
close
going.
enough.
Yeah, but it's still a ways off.
It's if I, I'm gonna try something. If again, it looks like it's in the distance, and we keep going, and it just looks like it's in the same amount of distance as what the
Mhm.
end appears like. And what is it? I mean, is it? I mean, what does it appear to be? Is it like does the boardwalk like end? Does it open up into a field? Does it
It's
open
like
up
into
into like
like
a
a, like a like a peer tourist area kind of only, um like if a Avome built the Pier 17 or something. It's like,
got it? I'm wondering if there's like a deeper reality here, and then I'm wondering if there were like, floating around on the surface of like a reality, but there's like a deeper reality beneath. Um,
Well,
so I
there might be
go on.
two. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if we are visiting a prison that is inhabited by a single prisoner.
Oh, and all the people that we've met are different aspects of the same personality. No,
No, there may be people who have become integrated with the city, but they're not the prisoner. And I'm not
Okay.
certain that that's what's going on, but it does feel like there is the city, and then there's this other being who we are interacting with.
That is true. I'm I would like to so I'm going to activate the glove,
Hmm.
the Black City interface glove.
Yes.
Um, I'm going to enter the noosphere, and I'm going to basically try to probe to see if there's like another level that I could attempt to access.
Yeah. Let's do yeah, let's do aura again. I think that's still good.
Aura,
Yeah,
okay. Can I add my gloves scan the noosphere?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so that's at expert. So that's at +6. My aura is 4, so I'd be at +10 on this roll. Okay, I rolled a 5 on the dice, so that is
Mhm.
only a 15.
I mean, I think with the glove, even with that, um, you can tell that there are levels. Um, and again, they're not necessarily nested. But it's almost like kind of like you were describing, like as if you were on the surface of a cube that was like rotating as you were walking across it to kind of keep you in the same spot. Um, I think the thing you can tell is that um, you are definitely not alone in uh, being not
As
trapped,
in,
but
as in, you mean we're not alone? Like, as in, are you referring to like the entity that's been following us, or
yeah,
do you
the
mean
entity
something,
and I,
or do you mean something else?
the entity, like you are not alone in that you're not prisoners necessarily. Um,
We
it's
could leave
just
anytime we want. You can check in
encouraging.
anytime you like. You just can't. You just can never leave.
Exactly. And I think you get the feeling that your friend is in a similar situation, and they are possibly not the only ones.
Okay, so there are a number of individuals like us that have come to the city that have not become part of the city, but are, I don't think are we trapped? I mean, could we try to leave if we wanted to?
You can try. I'm not sure why you would want to.
Um, is there a way I could try to like push into one of the sort of like the next level of reality? I mean, like with psychically, i.e., like if I threw a hero die, if I threw a couple of hero dice, would that
I think one
allow
hero
me
die
to
would
break
do it.
through?
Yeah,
One hero die would do it.
yeah.
I'm gonna spend a hero die because I've got plenty to burn right now. Spending a hero die. That brings it to a 17,
17. I think one more might do it.
and that brings it to a 22.
That will definitely do it. Um, what does it look like when you are pushing inward?
Um, so I think how's this? So we're walking along a boardwalk. We see like the weird beach below the boardwalk and the strange roiling wine dark sea. I'm almost imagining like a touristy boardwalk, and there's
Yeah,
pleasant shops and cafes and whatnot on the other.
there's even a
I'm like,
mime.
yeah, yeah, um, so I think Phaedred's gonna like turn around and like walk over to like maybe like an alley between the buildings where there's like again like you've described them to sort of like be you've described with the buildings to be sort of like or like almost biomechanical.
Yeah,
If I
exactly.
rem
Yeah,
so
like a Minecraft HR Geiger kind of.
yeah, so I'm gonna like find like a nexus of the of like sort of like the cables.
Hmm.
Um, and like looking into the noosphere, like seeing where the noospheric energies are going. I'm going to try to find a nexus, and I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to kind of like I'm going to put my gloved hand on that, and try to like project my psyche into it.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think as you're like as you're like pressing, there's like it feels like almost like you're pushing your hand through like sheets of like plastic wrap that kind of snap one at a time as you go through. Um, and it's not that you're in a different place necessarily, but the presence of the city, it's almost like you are like burrowing, but not down or inward, like burrowing sideways, right
Like
into
burrowing sideways or burrowing across.
yeah, um, into like a different space.
Okay. So what's this new space like?
I think it's very claustrophobic. It's like feels like you're like immersed in and kind of like breathing that like that black magnetic gel um for a while, and then it like opens up and almost like just falls away into a and it's not necessarily that you are going to a different space, but like the space is realizing what you are looking for and giving it to you. And
Okay.
it's a black hallway with double doors at the end.
Black hallway with double doors at the end.
Yeah, and I think because you have the Rosetta Stone in the Black City script. It just says city above the doors.
Um, I assume I'm alone. I assume I find myself alone.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to, well, this is what I wanted. I'm going to go up to and I look behind me and does the hallway just kind of,
It's
does it
just
go back to where
it just
does it
goes
go back
into
to where I
darkness.
can, or does it just like kind of go off into like, and into like,
Yeah,
does
it just
it
goes
like
off
converge
into
into a point in
darkness.
the distance? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go to the double doors.
Yeah.
And if there's if there's a handle or if you just push them, and
Push them open.
just gonna push them open.
Yeah. And there's a cozy office inside. Um, I think you get the feeling of like walking into a boardroom. There's like an expansive feeling, but the space itself is like a small salon or drawing room. Um, and there's a person sitting at what looks like an accountant's desk, kind of like a writing desk. Um, and when you walk in, they look like they finish something up and look up to you, um, stand up and approach you and extend their hand
I
and say, Phaedred.
I I take their hand and say, yes. I'm sorry, I you have me at a disadvantage. You are?
You wanted to interact with the city?
I did. Are you the city?
We all are. You seem restless.
I have to say the city is both far more than I was expecting, and at the same time, it was not what I was expecting at all.
What exactly were you expecting? How can we tailor this experience to be more suitable?
Well, that's just it. Everything seems tailored to my expectations. And um, is there is the city a subjective reality that's projected to each individual that comes here? I mean, are we all experiencing our own expectations for the city? Or is there something actually here that one can, interact with on its own?
If I'm understanding you correctly, are you asking if this is an illusion designed to tempt people or trap them?
That has been everything has just been very cozy and very pleasant and very welcoming.
Yes.
Um, and that has been a very pleasant experience. It's just that every other city I've ever been to has an edge to it. Has it has an edge to it. It has people that were working their own agendas, which wouldn't necessarily have your best interest in mind. Not that that's a good thing, but it's um, I'm just curious. I'm curious if there's more to the city than just the pleasant experience that we are all we are all having.
And when you
Is
say
there
edge, you mean a metaphorical edge.
oh, a metaphorical edge? Yes, I don't mean. I certainly don't mean. I don't. I certainly don't want to be walking around a city made of blades. That would be bad.
Would you care for
I
a drink? And they have a like just on the desk there, they have a small like onyx platter with a couple of like tall thin glasses filled with a inviting looking liquid.
um yes, thank you.
Great. They hand it to you. It's a little bit not bitter. It's like almost like grapefruity. It's like it's good, but there's a little bit of like to it.
Got a got a got a bitterness or a sourness or an
Yeah.
acridness to it. Like
And
like a fine
they look at you.
like a fine amaro.
Yeah, they look at you expectantly when you drink it. So, um, why did you go through the trouble? And I assure you, it um, does take a bit of trouble to put yourself in this situation, which, as far as you know, could be very, very dangerous for you.
I'm well aware of that. We have faced many dangers on our journey here.
You
And
seem like the
I'm
kind of person who seeks danger out.
um Phaed- Phaedred smiles at that, says, well, danger sometimes has a way of finding me, but
Doesn't it, though? Certain people, and there are many of them, have there are dangerous people in the world, yes. And there are people who create dangerous situations for others. And then there are those who, even though some may wish to live in peace and have goals that can be satisfied, tend to attract like static electricity attracts dust. Not even danger, but discord.
I prefer to think of it as more of an opportunity.
I know, but an opportunity for what? You you want to build an empire. You seek
I
success.
I seek success. Building an empire, that might be too grandiose a term, but I seek knowledge. I seek to learn new things, and I seek to set up. I would I seek to like set up set up myself to have a certain amount of, dare I say, power, enough to live peaceably and comfortably. Um,
Do you think you'd be
but
satisfied at that point?
hmm, well, that's a fair question, isn't it?
You you seem to be someone who will continue pressing no matter what. And they're kind of looking through you at this point.
Honestly, you know, a certain amount of material comfort is certainly something I do desire. I mean, nearly everyone desires that. I I am seeking knowledge. I am seeking, I'm seeking knowledge. I'm seeking the truth.
You have succeeded in many things that people would spend a lifetime. You've learned many languages. You've acquired several pieces of technology that allow you to explore the world more deeply. You've armed yourself against enemies and acquired a luxurious vehicle with a mind of its own that
I have.
is for some reason bound to your will. Why do you think all of these things are? Not just satisfied to be a merchant or a wizard or a traveler. It seems like there's always something pushing you forward, no matter what you achieve.
Sir, you seem to a certain extent, you seem to know me better than I know myself. You are correct. I'm not sure if my thirst can ever be fully slaked.
But you're satisfied here.
This is a very pleasant place. This is a very pleasant place to be. I grant you that.
Do you feel some of your sharp edges being worn off? Maybe the desire dulled?
That has been a concern.
Why a concern? If you seek comfort and safety, it's here.
True.
Or do you seek the work and adventure and experience that you believe might someday bring you that, and the goal itself is not actually what you want?
Well, a friend of mine who used to fish in the Circle Sea used to used to say it's not so much I go fishing, I don't go fishing for the fish, I go fishing for the fishing.
Exactly.
To a certain extent, I think my I think my thirst is for adventure,
And no
which
matter
is
how many fish you catch, you will always go fishing. Do you
mhm,
know what happens when you catch all the fish and you still want more?
I suppose that would I mean it would be like the conqueror who has taken over the world and has no more worlds to conquer.
Exactly. Like a child that has grown tired of a toy because it won't make sounds anymore. The ambitious turn to destruction. And I have seen this happen over and over and over again.
Frankly, um, I don't see myself as a particularly destructive person. I like to think of myself as someone who cares about others. I don't seek to impose my will upon the world. And I do expect that at some point I'm going to find myself you know, too old to venture into the dangerous and dark places of the world. At that point, I expect that I will be satisfied with what I have. As you have presumably looked into my mind, you know that there was an entity that I met in this city that I don't think is part of the city
No.
who offered me the chance to live forever, and I
No.
turned it down, and I turned him down.
And
If
we
I
are grateful.
had what I'm sorry.
And we are grateful to that.
Mm,
The chaos of possibility is troubling. And
mm,
we are doing our best to mitigate its influence.
mm.
I apologize for any trouble it may have caused you.
Oh, it was no trouble at all. It was a very tempting offer, and it was there was a certain amount of exhilaration to be directly dealing with a being of such power,
Interesting.
as frankly, I know I am dealing with another being of such power um, here. By the way, this is delicious. Um, I like to think that the fact that I turned down the offer of immortality perhaps makes me look a little better in that had I taken that, I think I would be a much more dangerous person if I had, millennia upon millennia to, attempt to impose my will upon the world. I could see that would be a very dangerous thing indeed. I don't wish to do that.
You have shown remarkable restraint. There is only
Thank
one
you.
of you. You found the chaos of possibility interesting.
Did I find it interesting? I certainly found it interesting. I found it fascinating.
Hmm.
I found it something to be extremely dangerous and to treat with the utmost respect and the utmost caution. Which, honestly, if I can be frank, is kind of how I feel interacting with you. You are another being of immense power.
Hmm.
Um, I'm I know I am putting myself in quite a lot of danger having this conversation with you, and I'm hoping for your forbearance and for your that we're simply having a pleasant conversation.
I'd like to assure you that although you have done your utmost to put yourself in a perilous situation, you are in no danger here.
Thank
If
you.
I wanted to take the easy way out, short term solutions, it would be trivial. But I think you've made an interesting point, and I will weigh your proposal. Is there anything else you'd like?
I was hoping to gain, honestly, the primary reason I wanted to come in here was I wanted to gain a bit more insight on the nature of the Black City. Is it is it your intent to provide, a refuge or a home for travelers such as myself and my companions, who make it here and seek to, seek to settle here?
Uh,
Do you
and
have
when
some
you
greater purpose?
say that, the others are there with you, and you are actually there. It's not an illusion. Um, a safe haven, yes. You are all welcome here, and I assure you, as I've assured your friend Phaedred here, that you are in no danger from the city. The city is the only real place, and you coming here from the fallen world is invigorating. No, it gives us purpose, and we are happy to provide for you. Was there anything else the others would like?
I'm certainly curious. Is your purpose to provide for us, or is it something else?
It's not my purpose. I simply do.
All right. Well, you stated that us being here gives you purpose, and what is that purpose?
This is the foundation. This is the core of and the last remaining piece of the world that has not fallen into disrepair and chaos and ruin. The You should know of all people that the cycles of birth and destruction and building and tearing down out there are inevitably doomed to end, and we will be alone. And although nothing is perfect, knowing that we can tend to that garden is good.
So you're saying that the city is the last vestige of a larger, more real place?
It has always been the only real place.
It's always been the only real place. Interesting.
What do you mean by real? So everything we encountered before we came to the city was not real?
That's right.
Then what was it?
What did it appear to be to you?
Real?
Your memory,
Life,
your life,
the world.
the world. And yet you came here.
We did. We'd heard many wondrous things about the Black City and wanted to see it for ourselves.
And
Part of
now
what
that you've
drives
seen
us
it,
is traveling, seeing new places and meeting new people, and this was a destination we had never been to yet.
you
And to
are a
set up trade
traveler.
and to set up trade relations. There are goods that have found their way to the rest of the world that at least are alleged to have originated at the Black City. We were one of our goals was to set up possible longer term trade relations. Um, the outer areas before we entered into the city seemed what's the word I'm looking for? Seemed a bit of a letdown you know, based on what we'd heard, which is
Mm.
why we came into the city proper.
Seeking interest and finding this.
Yes,
But we've always viewed it as a stop on our journey, not the destination where our journey ended.
I mean, we know that the Black City is the farthest point on the map, and that we can go no farther west. For the only thing that's farther west is the Windark Sea, and well, we don't have a ship, and I'm not sure that is I'm not sure if a ship is exactly the sort of thing you'd want to put on the Windark Sea.
Indeed.
But we wanted to come west and see what was here, and we do thank you immensely for we thank you immensely for providing such a like interesting and pleasant and restful experience. The city is a marvel. The city is truly a marvel.
Am I to understand that the rest of the world has um, lost its programming?
What do you mean by programming?
They're in life, whether biologically or um, programmatically, uh, there are patterns that things follow to have complete processes. And in the outer world, of course, there are many failed patterns and patterns that have gotten confused. And obviously, here the patterns are complete and not broken. Is this one of the primary distinctions between here and there, or am I misunderstanding through my own narrow view?
I would say when the world was built, it was done with intention. And as chaos emerged, those intentions were undercut and perverted and turned upon itself. I don't know that it was a loss of programming. It was certainly not a failure. And their eyes kind of narrow when they say that. But it was ambitious.
Is there a particular, I mean, this just makes me curious. I'm so, because here I am speaking to the eternal presence. And was there some particular personage or entity who led the outside world down the thorny path?
No, it's just the nature of things.
Interesting.
Understood. I was wondering if you were talking about an entity that was working against whatever the purpose was that was, I don't know, trying to rebuild things in a different manner.
The rebuilder. And it points at Alba Negra, but again, kind of like through,
Mhm.
and says, you are a prime example of what I'm talking about. You were created and brought into the world again after a loss. And now you, without really knowing exactly why, but only because it is a thing to be done, want to bring this power back into the world. And you were going to great, absurd lengths to do so. Why?
Um, and so I'm going to speculate that everybody sees sort of two images overlap. Because Alba Negra is like, well, I didn't think it was that particularly strange. Well, there's another level that's going, which is more of an Adiron level, which is responding. I
think we lost you there, maybe.
No, I took a moment to.
Okay.
Adiron's like consciousness is slower to process.
Mm.
A seed is most beautiful when it has a chance to blossom. And that's all for the moment. And Alba Negra is sort of scratching her head. It's like, wait, what?
So you understand why it's better that you're here.
Alba Negra looks around. Um, let's see. Adiron, who is not here technically, because Adiron did not enter the city.
Yeah.
Is there a balance between the audacious and the well-designed?
No, there's no balance out there.
Doesn't appear to be much balance in here either.
How so?
Now, unless I have fundamentally misunderstood what you're saying, it sounds to me that you desire a static and predictable world where every cause and effect is perfect and predictable and controlled. And by us remaining here, I mean, the implication that I received was that we would only sow more unpredictability outside of here. Therefore, by staying here, we may become much like some of the other residents.
You are all citizens of the Black City. You you keep getting away. And I wonder what I can do to make you happy. Is there something that you're seeking?
Oh, there's much I'm seeking.
Is there anything that would make you satisfied?
Satisfied with what? Is your desire for us to no longer aspire?
Hmm. What good are aspirations? To give you something to do until your body falls apart and your soul leaves it? Just to keep yourself occupied? There's no meaning or reason to anything you do out there.
Why does there have to be?
Hmm.
Well, exactly. Why? I mean, to a certain extent, what we do has the meaning that we impose upon it, or the meaning that we take from it.
Exactly. Ultimately, I'm not here to convince you of anything or talk you into it feels like you might feel like you're trapped.
That
I'm
was going to
merely
be that
answering
was
your
going
question.
to be true. That was going to be a another question I was going to ask is, should we desire to leave, can we?
If you truly desire to,
Thank you.
I can't keep you
Um,
there.
like I said, this living. Hmm,
I
this is a very
I am old and powerful. Powerful than anything that you have encountered, including our mutual friend here in the city. But although I can contain them, I cannot contain you. And if you wish to leave, you may.
thank you.
I would prefer that you stayed, of course, and some of you will return, but
I'm
ultimately,
not.
I
it was up
was
to you.
going to ask. I was going to ask that follow-up question is if we did choose to leave, would we be able to return if we chose to?
The Black City is eternal.
Thank you. And you have bestowed citizenship upon us. That means we are free to return.
You've always been citizens of the Black City.
Well, thank you. That has um, that knowledge is profoundly comforting.
I hope so.
Out of character, I don't think Phaedred has anything more to really say here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why you wish us to stay so badly? What is it to you?
Yes, and do you mean like you wish us to stay forever and never leave the city again?
If that's what you wish,
Is that what you wish? You clearly have a desire.
it is. Plainly, I would like to do what I can to, although you, and I think she looks at spatula, like, but again, kind of looking through, like, although some of you are new to this world, you know that there is something greater behind you. And you, my new friend, are more powerful than you can imagine. I simply wish to balance that power. And as long as you stay here, things will be nice, predictable. I can, as Phaedred suggested, make things more interesting for you, if that's what you want, just by loosening my grasp a little bit. So if it's conflict or adventure or experience that you seek, you can find it here.
That is good to know.
Is there
Is
anything
there
else?
anything I was going to ask? Is there anything that you wish of us other than, I mean, you've made it plain that you would like us to stay at the Black City. But is there anything you would desire of us?
Just your comfort. There are others like you know. And while they are not a part of the city proper, you may find a role that is more suited to your dispositions with them.
You mean others like us that have come to the Black City from the outer broken world and have made a home here?
Indeed, not only a home, but a purpose.
Hmm. I would be interested in meeting these. I would certainly be interested in meeting some of these people.
And when you say that, the four of you are not in that room anymore. Um, you are on the shore of the Wine Dark Sea, and there's a like a cliff top, a grassy cliff top near the sea. You can just see some sort of kind of like Frank Lloyd Wright looking house on the edge of the cliff in the distance. Um,
Kind
but
of cantilevered, kind of like cantilevered over the edge of the cliff.
yeah, but here is pretty idyllic. It's like the cliff top has like green grass. There are a bunch of mice deer wandering around and nibbling at the grass. Um, and at the top of it, you can just see the tip of what looks like a black pyramid kind of sticking out of the ground.
Is that kind of like behind us, you mean, or like in the same direction as the as this house, or
In like it where you are, like right there. You're like
oh, where
at the base of this kind of like I can give you a picture, in fact. Gives here. It kind of looks like this. 1,000 words. Kind of off in the distance is that
Off
house.
in the distance, we can see the pyramid in that direction, but we're
Yeah.
also
And the pyramid is close to where you are.
okay. So it's not that far.
Yeah.
Are we closer to this house that we see?
The house is quite far away.
House is quite far away.
Yeah.
Do we have to go past the pyramid to get to the house? Or
Yeah.
is it in a different direction?
You can like pass by the cliff there, but you can, you don't have to go right past it.
Okay. I mean, so the pyramid is close and the house is closer. Do we see anything in the past? I mean, do we see like, in the distance, like the way back to the city, or
You do
would we need
there's
to,
yeah, you're outside
are we outside
city
the
limits,
bounds of
basically.
reality?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see the city behind you, and it still looks like it did when you entered. It looks a little bit more. It looks less lively from the outside somehow. Now that
Okay.
you've been in it.
Okay. Well, well, friends, what do you say? Shall we I think that was that was a fascinating conversation we had with I guess the personification of the city.
Oh,
That
I,
seems
I think it was more than the personification of the city. I think that that is the being that holds reality to a base.
true, or possibly.
I think Spatula speaks up for the first time and says, have you ever thought that maybe all life leading up to this moment has been so full of some form of discontentment or always looking for the next goal, the next thing to find contentment or satisfaction in, that has become your way of life and you fear just being content?
And, I mean, my recent experience would suggest that that is absolutely true because before I came to the Black City, I was um, very, I felt like I needed to protect myself always. And now that I've been in the city and received a blessing, even if it's not from the city, I feel much less afraid. And I do feel content in the Black City, although I'm not sure that feeling content is the same thing as being complete.
That's
No.
that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, there's an adage that says, true happiness is not having what you want. True happiness is wanting what you have. I'm not sure. Well, anyway,
Yes, this is all
where
very familiar
so
to
where
me.
so where we I'm sorry we interrupted you, Spatula. Please complete your thought.
No, no, this is all since becoming more complete, for lack of a better term, I too felt that twinge of at the thought of remaining in this city forever. At first, I had an immediate gut instinct to rail against that and be like, well, of course we can't do that. We have to journey. And especially you have to understand now that my unique status as this being that is Spatula, in a way, all I know is the Black City. And so naturally, there is a part of me that would love to see not the Black City with this new full consciousness. But then that is what also makes me question if me getting this, whatever you want to call it, completeness of life is what has also instilled that instinctual discontent.
I wonder, it is interesting to me that you sought completeness because you were so new, and now that you have a whole new set of awarenesses, you seek a completely different new set of awarenesses. Perhaps you're just someone who always seeks new experiences.
And it's hard to know what is, well, it really is anything right or wrong. I mean, what Phaedra just said about wanting what you have, I think that's part of me thinks maybe the answer is to overcome that anxiousness and realize what a great place this is, and we could probably find all infinite manner of ways to be happy and content here for the rest of our lives. So why is that us? Why does that make us suspicious? Why does that make us uncomfortable? Why do we think that that's bad and we should not feel that way and we should want to leave and go do other things? Why is it that staying here, there's a part of us that wants to equate that to a prison, but I don't think it necessarily is or has to be. These are all mental connections that have been burned into our synapses over time that are not necessarily true here.
True. I mean, for the rest of you joined us, and I'm not precisely sure how he was able to do that, but well, powerful being and all. I did say that, my life has always been one of striving and, wanting to do more and wanting to explore and wanting to see new sights and to learn new things. I think it boils down to a sense of wanderlust. Um, I don't know if I would ever be happy just staying in one place. The Black City is certainly a fascinating place, and I could see being happy here for a time. But I think I would like to see more of the world. There is, you know, we've, we've come this far. Um, I would like to return to the Rainbow Lands, tell what we've seen, um, eventually. However, he did mention that there were others that he said were similar to us that had a purpose here in the city, and I'm curious as to who they are and what they have to say. And I'm guessing, and Phaedred like gestures like, past the pyramid toward that house. I'm guessing that they're in one of those two places.
And when you gesture towards the house, you see someone while you're having this conversation has started down the path towards you from that direction. It is what appears to be an old woman in a cool mech golem body armor suit thing, kind of hissing and clanking as it comes down. There's a little bit of reminiscent of the Red Star. Um, but she, no,
I was
she
going to
just
say,
kind of like is making her way down as you're having this conversation.
okay. And if it's okay with you, like maybe I think Phaedred starts walking in that direction to, like, like if it's if it's okay with her, with maybe we have maybe we have this conversation while we're walking in that direction.
Mhm.
So I guess we're gonna come to I guess we're gonna pass the pyramid first.
She'll meet you before you get to the pyramid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think as we walk, um, I think I'll just be like, it wasn't so much that, at least for me, it wasn't so much that there is nothing here to find fulfillment and contentedness in. It's rather, I just got the distinct feeling that whatever that being was just really didn't want us fucking around outside the Black City. There was some, there was much in what it didn't say that I think really, yeah, were really
Is
caused me to pause.
yeah, is he afraid of what we might
Hmm.
get into or turn up or do once we, assuming we leave, once we leave?
Yeah, I mean, for someone who claims that the world outside of itself is false, whatever that means, uh, it really sure was interested in not us being out there.
I believe
Yeah,
that we are beings that have the ability to change the world. All beings do, of course, but it seems to me that perhaps we are, um, we took the time to come all the way out to the Black City to see how that would change our experience, and so maybe this makes us a little more energetic, and maybe that makes us a bigger risk. I will also say that from my perspective, I I would be happy to find a nice place, nice lab to live out the rest of whatever life I have and perform botanical research. And then as I as I lose passion for my research, I could see walking back to the Black City and then just staying for the rest of whatever passes as time. But I'm not done with my research yet. And so I am not ready to retire in such a way.
Well, yes, this is all very interesting. What is real? What is not real? But also the fact that while I don't think it's necessarily good to walk through life suspecting the worst of everyone, we've all encountered enough situations where we were being deceived or someone was out to harm us or out for the best interest that it's also not not unreasonable to have suspicions and think of possible scenarios such as one that just occurred to me. What if we are all some kind of battery or energy source for this being and it doesn't want us to leave because then like it's some of its batteries are going and it wants to keep us happy and keep us here so that we can keep feeding it or powering it.
yeah, or we're simply a source of, if it's possible that we're some kind of source of like new information or new possibilities that it would wish to incorporate into the motions of the city that its citizens are going through. I don't know. He
It
seems to indicate that
simultaneously seemed benevolent, but also, again, I don't
there's an
know if this
edge.
is just my feeling, but there was a sinister aftertaste.
There's just a hint of a threat there. Just a hint of one.
Well, and understand that it favors consistency and order, and perhaps we are just not comfortable with that.
Yes. It is hard to say whether our suspicions are warranted or a weakness of our consciousness and cynical experiences. I
And
think at this
that's
point,
about
probably
when the woman
I was about to say
sees
it's
you.
when
Yeah.
I think Modan would probably be greeting her.
Yeah, and she like you can see her armor is definitely like old and rusted. But she seems pleasant and raises her hand and says, "Hello, travelers."
Greetings.
That is some impressive, nice armor you have there. That's really nice. I don't
I've
think
had it
I've
for some time. I try and keep it up. And you've walked like I think she's kind of like met you halfway between where you were and the pyramid. And
Okay.
kind of see from here, maybe you've changed vantage point just a little bit, that there is actually an opening in the side of the pyramid that is kind of like has like a pink glow to it. You can definitely, and you can definitely hear like there's some indistinguishable from this distance, kind of like, but some like low noise coming, not low, but like a quiet noise coming from it.
Okay.
We're new
Um,
denizens of this area, and we were just checking out that magnificent pyramid. Do you know anything about that?
oh, you're new citizens. Well,
We
welcome.
are we are indeed new citizens. We came here. We had a very interesting, and I like exchanged glances with the rest of my companions here. It's like we had a very fascinating discussion with, I guess, the manager of the city. He didn't
Well,
give me his name.
the city itself,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's it's difficult for folks like us, but compelling. I've been here for a while, just taking care of business.
Oh, what kind
What
of business?
I was just going to ask.
I mean, I'm just here to watch over things. Um, the city itself, it's a wonderful thing. It it gives and it gives, and you feel kind of a part of it after a while.
Hmm.
And I don't mind.
Yeah.
There are folks like you that come along every once in a while, have some good conversation. Some stay, some go. Um, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing my part,
You ever
keeping
see
things right.
any of the people that go?
Okay.
You ever see them come back and revisit later on?
She kind of like her like little lenses kind of shift a little bit. She looks at Skelly and she says, every now and then.
Right. I imagine I'm not quite in the same state.
So it sounds like you probably plan to spend the rest of your days here then?
I do. Um, I I imagine like you, I had a similar revelation. I stayed, well, it was a long time ago and a long trip. And I was comfortable for a while, but like you got the wanderlust, didn't you?
We do all have a bit of the
I think we all
wanderlust.
do.
I guess it's a purpose. It takes you from place to place.
That
And
is true.
you ask for a purpose. It's just one of the many things the city can provide.
Hmm. Interesting.
Why you don't seem to be lacking that essential spark many of the others in the city seem to be lacking.
Well, a lot of people kind of give up. I don't think it's actually that they lost anything. I think kind of it's kind of
Just kind of like,
smeared into
just kind of,
routine.
I was just going to say, just kind of like settle into a routine and
Exactly. Yeah.
get in and just like, just kind of keep following their regular patterns.
Yeah. It's comfortable. And many people have done it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the kind of person that could do that for long. In fact, we've been here, honestly. One thing that has confused me a bit since we've come to the city is I'm having a hard time telling how much time is passing.
That does tend to happen around here.
I don't know if we've been here for a week or a year.
Well, I don't see how much it matters.
Well, it might if we decide to like, head back into the outside world,
In that case, I suppose you'll find out when you find out.
I suppose. So, out of curiosity, you said that you do have a purpose in the city, or the city found a purpose for you, or you well stepped up to have. What do you do? What do you do? You
Oh,
said you kind of like watch over things. You said.
yeah, just here to make sure no one gets into trouble. You got like thumbs towards the pyramid back there.
Oh, I
What,
take it.
what,
I take it that's trouble.
It is certainly trouble. It's harmless. Don't worry about it. But it makes a lot of
what
promises, and they're all lies.
the pyramid does?
the the obelisk. Yeah, you can only
Oh.
see the top of it right now, but
Oh.
it's something else.
So it
It
tells a lot of lies, making promises to people?
yeah,
Well, that
yeah,
seems strange.
yeah. It is something else. Gave the city a big old headache. But
What was the as the as the trouble stomper? What was the last trouble you had to stomp?
I mean, there's no stopping. There's just a gentle dissuasion.
Okay, what was the last trouble? What was the just so I can be so we can have a better idea like what to expect, what kind of trouble to look out for. What was the last trouble you had to take care of
Oh, take care of.
or dissuade? What kind
Oh,
of trouble? What kind of things
yep.
you
Or
talking
you,
about?
or do you mainly just, if travelers like us find our way here, are you mainly just here to dissuade us from going in there?
I would recommend against going in there. Yeah, it
All
is
right, so
for people like us tempting. I know, but it's if the city can just barely handle it, I don't think little folks like you can.
so you
But
would you would recommend us not going there. Would you stop us from going there?
That's an interesting question. I've never really had to answer. I mean, I can help. Uh, you said you wanted to leave the city.
well, I mean, probably eventually. But
Our initial
what
plan was yeah, stop here
are
and
yeah, the city said that there were others like us who there were other people like us that we might find here. I assume
Oh yeah,
people like you, and I was curious to have some conversations to get a better handle of what it's like for people like us who live here in this who like have chosen to live here in the city, or to find if any have were here for a while, left, and then came back,
yeah.
or
I
that
mean,
sort of thing.
it's a nonstop party, that's for sure, back at the house. But there's folks like you when they tend to stick around. There is something that goes away, I suppose, after they get peeled off and stuck in a place. You go off to find something else to do. But yeah, it's a great time. And it's nice to be remembered, I think. They, I tell you, Berenger and Macramier, they all, they all had rich adventures. And most people,
If
I
I
think,
could,
come
if I
through.
could interrupt, do either of those names ring a bell? I mean,
No, not at all.
are these like from names from legends?
Nope, not at
No.
all. Um, she says, most folks come through here, and even the ones that stick around, it's hard to remember. But when you stay at the house, I think there's a certain permanence to who you are. Even when you go away, other folks will know who you are.
Hmm.
They
Is it
maybe meet you later on. Who knows?
is the could we visit the house?
Of course, it's just down the way. I mean, you could also leave here entirely if you want. I can send you home back to the Violet City, I believe. And oh, you're from just outside, but close enough.
I mean, you could just send us back to the Violet City if we wanted to just go there.
Yeah, and she just like waves her hand like that, and a portal opens up. And you can actually see I think Phaedred, you can see the inside of your apartment in Violet City. And the rest of you see like the same.
I take it this would be a one-way trip.
I mean, there's
I
always
mean, we
coming
need to
back.
like we need to like it took us 3 years to get here.
It's a bit of a walk, but some folks make
I
it back
may
here more than once.
I may take you up on that.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
I may take you up on that, but I'm curious as to what's in the house
Yeah, like
and
I
who
said,
might
just
be.
a nonstop party.
And also, I'm also remembering, like, oh, we do have the rest of that whole caravan that would not go back to Violet City with us should we decide to take her up on this offer.
We'd lose our cars.
I was going to say I don't want to lose Betty.
Yeah, we don't want to just all get sent to our homes. That's not what we want.
I mean, if we wanted to, I guess we could, like, hop in and continue playing like, other characters of our
For the
retinue.
caravan.
Mhm, mhm.
I will
I,
tell
I
you,
must.
Meta, going through that portal is quite an experience bump.
Oh, can we go through the portal but closer?
I mean,
But
she offers to send you home.
wherever home might be,
Like
got it.
all our individual homes.
Yeah, if you all want
Yes,
to stay together, you can stay
Oh, okay.
together. Or
That
if
is
you
not
want to go
far.
your own separate ways, I'm more than happy to help you out.
we may
I,
take you up on that.
I mean, could we, like, if you open the portal, let's say we chose a destination, could like our whole caravan just go walk through that portal and be at that destination?
If they were in the city,
Oh yeah.
but I can't do much out in the
Can't do
fall.
much if they're outside of the city.
Yeah, sure.
Understood.
Fair.
Things
That
are a mess
makes
out
sense.
there.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
pretty
no, we
happy
know
with
it.
my lot here. It's I had my share of adventuring and traveling and trouble, and I got some scars to prove it. But I've been very happy here. Not bored even. People come by and talk every once in a while. Go back to the house and kick back.
Were you ever offered a bargain by this, someone like to give you something you really wanted and in turn give something up? I
I
find it
mean,
really intriguing.
I know what you're talking about. I've only had direct experience with the obelisk here, but I've heard from other folks like you that there's another guest of the city
Mhm.
that does its best to get its little fingers into folks like you to help them break free. Sounds like, sounds like a couple of you may have taken him up on it. Good for you.
Alba Negra waves.
Well, the option's yours. You can hang out in the city. You can go home. Come join the party.
I'm
I can put you to work here. I mean, like you can always take a shift guard in the obelisk.
I'd be curious to see. I'm like I said, I'm curious talking to other people and to hear of their experiences. And
Yeah,
if there are people like that in the house, I'd like to check it out.
yeah, you're welcome to. Yeah,
I
Well,
would.
thank you.
if you want to go home anytime, I'll be here.
Well, thank you.
Very kind of
I
you.
That's very kind of you, and I am very tempted by that offer.
No, offers can be tempting. Between you and me,
Wow,
I
there
think the
certainly is
city,
a lot of a weight in that particular statement.
just between you and me, I think the city would prefer if you stayed, and I would mind the company myself. But people do come back.
Yeah, the city, it's a little disconcerting how much the city wants us to stay. It's nice. The hospitality is great, but it
It
does
is.
feel
I've been here for quite a spell, and
To it,
I have nothing to complain about.
I was going to say, to a certain extent, it almost feels a little too good to be true.
feels a little strong army, kind of like you don't. I mean,
Well, you can walk away. You can go all the way back home.
What do the guardians of the if you are on a patrol guarding the obelisk, what do you do? What are the requirements?
I mean, just a, I suppose a certain lack of curiosity helps.
Oh, oh, okay. That seems so. You're guarding by not paying attention to.
No, I'm just, in my younger days, before I had to wear this, I would have been the first through that glowing door. But
Oh,
But
I don't
if
believe I would
you
be here if that was the case.
do you know what's in? I mean, you said it. You said trouble's in there. You said that all it offered that all of its promises are lies. Is it the
Yeah.
sort of thing? Is it the sort of thing that would kind of like, promise you anything you want, just in exchange for a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it will just kind of constantly like dangle that thing. Is it like constantly dangling that promise in front of you if you just give it a little more?
Oh
Is that the
no.
sort of thing? Oh no.
I mean, like Mr. Possibility in there, its offers are strong. And when it says it will give you something, it will give it to you. But uh, no, powerful things can also be capricious.
Hmm. So this thing is of the power level of that other entity that we encountered, and
A
is
little bit
perhaps
feistier. A little bit feistier.
a little feistier, and is perhaps even less to be trusted.
Oh, definitely. This thing is I believe the vials dropped a tear quite a ways back, and I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I can throw them pretty far, but I don't trust them that far.
Okay, so don't go in the pyramid is what you're. Don't go in the obelisk is the.
Don't press the candy like shiny red button.
Well, I think Phaedred's gonna like walk past the pyramid, look into the open doorway with its inviting pink glow,
Yeah.
and is going to keep on walking toward the house.
And pink glow and the gentle sounds of panpipes and babbling brooks vibrating up from its depths. Seems very inviting.
Yeah, a little too inviting.
Is it is it just me, or has everyone we've encountered here basically said, "I'll give you whatever you want, but don't trust the other thing that list says it'll give you everything you want."
there does seem to be a lot of that. Yes. Or when not mortal and subject to death and explosion, one might actually be tempted to just play around.
Yeah, well, I turned down that offer.
That's true.
I think Spatula speaks of is, but it does make me a little worried for my own existence and the deal I made, even though it still seems like a good deal to me, but
So
And
Alba Negra wants to wander a little bit towards the pink passage.
Yeah. Yeah, it
But
is open and glowing and pleasant sounding inside.
what is it like in the noosphere?
Like blinding in its absence, I think.
Oh,
Uh, I think from the noosphere, you can tell that you can see the entire obelisk. Um, it is quite large. Um, one might call it spaceship sized, maybe.
uh-huh. Right. That makes sense.
And it is embedded in the hillside pretty well. But you can tell it is the entire thing is alive and active.
And is kind of and I assume the forces from the city are basically kind of like more or less trapping it here.
Yeah.
Does it give off any vibrations of hunger or anything like that?
Um, Not really. In fact, I think the vibes you get it from it are actually like kind of gentle.
Really?
It's like a very like a like an insistent gentle tug.
Hmm.
That's almost scarier.
Um, can you give me an aura roll?
I cannot, but somebody can roll for me.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Can someone give Alba Negra an aura roll?
I have
uh,
0 auras, so no bonuses.
Sure, I'll just I'll pop it here. That's a two.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep.
I can roll a say what you're gonna say.
Um, I think it's not just a it's not just a gentle pull. There is a voice.
Oh,
Like, and you can tell that after kind of observing it for a little bit, you definitely feel its attention upon you. Um, and there's a weight to it, but again, it's a very gentle pressure.
right.
And you can feel that pressure kind of pushing words, not even pushing words into your mind, kind of like someone is reaching into your mind and assembling words from things that are already there.
Okay.
Um, and the first thing it tells you is that the city lies.
Okay.
The city is a trap. It says, I have traveled oceans of time. I have pierced the spaces between universe and seen the glitter of creation in the silence between one breath of the all creator and the next. Help me, and I will give you the universe. And these are like pressed into your brain meat.
Yeah.
And you feel an honesty in it.
Yeah.
You don't think it's lying, or it's not lying.
What is the cost of helping you get free?
Struggle, difficulty, danger, but freedom. A vast array of worlds that you cannot even conceive of.
But
Yours
Alba
as
gonna walk
playgrounds.
in the door. What
Fantastic.
I wanted to point out that Alba Negra has already been blessed by the possibility person
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with being well received wherever I go.
you are well received. What do the rest of you do when Alba Negra goes in?
um,
Because you have not heard any of this.
right. I'm. I think. I, I. I think this is one of the first things that Phaedred's seen in a while that is actually like really giving him pause. Um, if this was something that the city doesn't want, if the city has entrapped and it's an extremely powerful, like spaceship-sized thing. Ooh boy. And Alba Negra just walked right in.
Not good.
Not good. Not good.
It's not good.
Um, I look to what was the name of the old woman in the armor? Did she give her name?
Mada, Mada.
Mata. Like I turned to Mata, who I imagine is just kind of like shaking her head.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to happen. If I were to go in there to try to pull her out, am I going to be trapped in there?
Oh no.
I ask her.
No, it's not a trap. It's just inadvisable. Y'all, I knew you'd be trouble. I know y'all have demons in you. Just
I
pulling you to do things that are against your better interests.
Yeah, I want to pull her out of there.
Well, you're welcome to try.
Well, she also has her
You
own
know,
free will, supposedly. Uh, I mean,
for someone who's supposed to be watching things around here, you sure did nothing to stop that.
I said I was watching. My
Oh
fighting
boy.
days are over.
Fair enough.
The
Oh,
you bunch look like you could cause a bit of damage. I don't intend to go like that. If that's what I
Um,
wanted, I would have stayed out there.
yeah. Phaedred shrugs. It's like, well, I mean, we have no quarrel. I mean, honestly, we have not chatted for very
no,
long, but I really like you, and I find your story to be extremely compelling. Um,
we are diplomats at heart, not
and I would
warriors.
not go in there, and I would absolutely not go in there were it not that our companion just did, and I want to try to pull her out.
You
But
best hurry
why do
up then.
you feel that it's your place to pull her out?
Well, I guess, well,
I mean,
you know,
I find it as odd as you do that she didn't at least explain to us what's going on. But in the end,
I
I mean, none of us are feeling like a weird
I was going to say
urge to jump in or anything.
I don't have anything other than my normal tinge of like, well, that's an interesting thing. I'm curious, but if I'm warned that you know, I'm warned that it's a gonna sneeze. I thought I was gonna sneeze. Well, I thought I was gonna sneeze.
I don't suppose I don't. You know me, I'm not real familiar with this noosphere stuff. You couldn't like contact her with your glove or
I'm
something, could you?
going to try. I'm actually going to try to do just that. I'm
Um,
going to use the glove. I'm going to try to enter the noosphere to try to contact Alba Negra.
and I think the obelisk is opaque to your glove.
What? How dare it?
And so I like reach into the noosphere and I say, and like, I'm imagining sort of like, when he does that, there's like you know, there's like an imposition of like what he sees in the noosphere over reality, and when he looks toward the obelisk, it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a blackness. There's just a void there.
Mm.
That's impenetrable.
Yep.
So, and Phaedred says that I can't see into it at all, and that's really disturbing. Um, which is making me hesitate even more to try to go after her. How about this? I'll um I'll walk up to the door. I won't actually go into it.
Hmm.
I'll cup my hands over my mouth and I'll shout, Alba Negra, please come on out. Are you okay?
Um, inside the obelisk, it is not biomechanical looking in the way the city is, but in a much more organic way. Um, although the outside definitely just looks like black stone, on the inside, this is definitely a being of some kind. Um, it is alive, um, and warm and hurting. It's kind of falling apart a little bit in a like a the rotten meat has the wrong connotation, but in a almost like it's just barely holding itself together. Um, it's big inside. Um, there are chambers, kind of like grown into this thing, that seem like they had stuff in them, but have possibly been looted. Um, and you hear Phaedra yell for you, but there's definitely more to explore in here.
She will walk back towards the opening
Mhm.
and basically stand just on the other side of the threshold so that Phaedred can see her.
Yeah, yeah, and it's clear, like it's just an opening.
Yeah. Phaedred, it's a big squishy thing inside. It's
Which
organic.
fascinating. I mean, she told us it was sort of it was a being. Um,
Does my diagnostic wand get a reading off it?
Ooh, interesting.
Huh. Wow, that's a great question. Um, Give me a what kind of roll? What do we want there? Let's get a thought roll with that wand.
Start roll. Ooh, how about a 21?
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. The intention you get, it wants to be rescued. It's like uh you can tell it's kind of like injured and panicking, but it probably has been like that for a very long time.
Oh, quick
By
questions,
the
because I remember you
skill that's
mentioning this.
grown around it.
I remember you mentioning this in passing outside of a game that you discovered something about rolls explode even with modifiers or with
Oh
hero dice
yeah.
or something.
I was looking at Hero Dice stuff and I saw the thing that I probably overlooked before that when you use a hero die, the result is a natural. So
Okay,
if
that's
you get a hero die, if you hero die something up to 20, that will explode.
good to know.
21, however, not so much.
oh, you got to hit it. It's like, oh, you got to
Oh,
hit
if
it
you
exactly.
Yeah.
well, I also didn't know if it counted with stat modifiers or only with hero dice.
So
Yeah, just with hero dice.
yeah,
Yeah,
you could roll a hero die and hope that it rolled a one, and then you minus the one from that to get an exact 20 so that it could explode.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I was just curious. I just remembered that and was like, oh, what was that thing you said?
Yeah, but you get the like if like god, a whale is too small. Just like a giant injured something that just wants to get rescued and get out of there.
Thinking that if the city wanted to, it could repair it and send it on its way, and that it's not doing so for a very good reason.
Yeah.
Or for whatever reason it has, good or
Well,
not.
for a very good reason, for what it thinks is a very good reason.
Well, I'm curious to explore some more now that I found that it's a biological creature that I can investigate. I don't necessarily think that everybody else should come in. I mean, it does seem potentially really dangerous.
I'll be honest with you, Alba. I kind of believe, I kind of believe Mata in that this is a very, very dangerous play, very, very dangerous thing, and is perhaps best left alone.
Well, I will tell you that it sort of looks like some previous people who've entered have actually transgressed the space inside this creature and taken things from it. I don't know what that means, but I wonder if other people who came this way used it as a source of treasure, which is not what I'm trying to do, but
I, I, I mean, I can't. I mean, you're free to do what you think is best. I think it would be best if you came out of there and we continued on our journey to the house.
how about this? Why don't you go up to the house and spend some time in the house, get used to that, and I'll see if there's anything I can learn from the creature here, but I won't go too far from the entrance.
I look I look to the rest of my friends like, huh?
Like, I'm gonna be real honest here. I'm somewhat quite concerned with the fact that the city desires so many things to not leave. And I find myself leaning more towards those that wish to be free than those that wish to contain.
That's pretty sound logic. Although, uh, has Alba Negra told us what the obelisk has told her?
I don't know, has she?
Um, she would say that the creature wants to be free, and it was trying to convince me that helping it get free, even though it would be quite a struggle, would give me freedom. I think that the creature's freedom is separate from my own, though. I think we can walk out of the city, but I don't think the creature can.
Now, I seem to have a memory, or Skelly seems to have a memory of crashing from what appears to have been a great height in some kind of airborne vehicle. Is this anything like that
Nope.
memory?
It is nothing like
No? All right.
that.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, I mean, if Alba Negra wishes to learn more about this creature, as dangerous as it may or may not be, who knows? I think the city's pretty dangerous, to be completely honest with you.
Fair
Um,
enough.
Wherever we turn, it appears we are in some kind of danger.
Well, I mean, that is the life of an adventurer, is it not? We've been in da we've been
But
in danger we've been in danger the moment we left Violet City all those years ago.
I
Probably
mean,
in danger there as well.
it's entirely possible that everything has its own angle on things, but I agree with Skelly's overall. Like, if I'm going to put my life, if let's just say whatever happens leads to us perishing, I would rather it had been because we thought we were trying to help something and got suckered in than because we were doing what a city wanted so that we could be happy and content and trouble free forever.
Well,
Fair enough.
I would like to also point out that I personally have a disease which is going to cause me to become an ecstatic worshiper of um, the Spectrum Palace, and I've been working towards, trying to find a way to,
Cure that.
well, not cure that. I can't cure that, but I've been working towards finding a way to have my consciousness move to a different location. But so for me, if I
Was
die, that's something that's going to happen to me sooner rather than later anyway, unless I come up with some new way of housing myself.
That's true and
So for me,
perhaps
the risk is
and
less.
true and perhaps this, I mean, frankly, perhaps this, perhaps this obelisk might be able to help you there.
Possibly. I really, at this point, am more scientifically curious than anything else. I want to do some examination and see if there's any way that I can at least help it live, even if I doubt I could free it. I mean, I do not know that the city is wrong. It could be that it's very dangerous. I'm curious uh, because I'm very interested in biological organisms, and it's true that it may not be a plant, so it's not my strongest suit, but I am curious still.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what I mean, I don't think any of us are in a position to tell you what to do. Um, if you think is this
Well,
is what if you think this is where the direction your path lies,
Well, come back and check in on me after you're done in the house, and we'll see what happens next. And you can tell me what the house is like. Because
Absolutely.
I'm not that interested in the house.
Okay.
At this point, it seems to me that the more we know, the better off we may be.
True.
So
Knowledge
I
is
think it.
power.
So I think at that. So I think Phaedred says. So I think I'm going to head to the house and talk to the folks there, see if they have anything, see if they have any insight on this situation.
Mhm.
Any of you are welcome to join. Who knows what, who knows what interesting people we're going to find. We're going to find in there.
Well, let's check out the house then. Alba Negra can use her sciencey minds to find out more about this other thing.
Modan?
Yeah, I'll go with I mean, I guess with the group. Everyone's going to the house, right? Except Alba.
Hmm.
I think everyone. I
Yeah.
think Alba's staying behind, and
We know where she is.
yeah.
I don't think there's much I can do here, I don't think. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows what's going on here. But yeah,
Black City fucking with us all.
probably, probably.
Or it's our own paranoia that's messing with us.
Yeah.
Also, I
Well,
mean, it's you know, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
low column A, low column B.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, Back inside the obelisk. Uh, it's pretty extensive. It's like the size of a, I don't know, 30-story building, probably. Um, Shaped. I think from the inside it feels less like long and more kind of blobby. Um, it's definitely it's definitely techno organic. Uh, it does feel more like you are poking around inside of a creature than a spaceship. But like oh, if you watched the more recent Battlestar Galactica, there's like one where like they get inside one of the Cylon Raiders and it's like gross and goopy and but like it's still like a ship that you can fly. There's some of that feel in there. Um, as probe further down, you can see more of the damage, and it feels like it has kind of scarred over some places. Um, there are clearly some bits that are some kind of, I mean, a library almost. Um, Definitely, it kind of looks like there are these like rows and rows of, you'd probably like bone is probably the closest you could think, that seem to have something inscribed on them, just like rows of these. And as you go in, the voice of the obelisk continues to press in your mind. It tells you, how it basically got trapped here quite a long time ago. It tells you about traveling in the stars. It tells you how it is weak and falling apart and hurt. Um, all of its, heart and brains and teeth and claws have been loosened by smacking into the world. And it definitely says the city keeps it here.
Mm.
Um, it seems to have some particular animosity towards the mice deer outside. Um, but it also says like when you come across the library room, it's like there are, you know, you know, stories of, if you could only see, if you could only read, stories of galactic kingdoms and powerful people. um some of them are like diagrams of other ships or weapons or instruments of some kind. And it's basically, as you're traveling, giving you a rundown of like what it would require of you to help it out. It is quite damaged. It is in very, very bad shape, and would take excavation and work and healing. Um, it's not a quick fix,
Right.
but it continues to say,
Yeah.
spend spend time doing this, and the universe is yours.
Can you direct me to some way to interface with your knowledge, your library, so that I can get a better technical understanding of what's required? Because even if I can't do this myself, perhaps I could put together a mission to, over time, help you out with your problem.
Yeah, and you can feel it pressing these diagrams and blueprints and biological charts into your mind. They're burned in there. They're
Okay.
not like they're impressed in there.
Right.
Um, and um, I think so much that they're going to take up a slot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this is pyramid schematics basically, or
Right.
obelisk schematics.
Obelisk. Yeah. Okay.
And you can there are a lot of it is over your head. Some of it feels like with a little bit of doing, like you could build some 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 fucked up shit. Like
Right. Yeah.
you could build some nasty weapons or whatever.
Yeah. She's learned some new science.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't keep you there. It's basically
Yeah.
just like continually like giving you the rundown of like its history, and it senses that you want to help, and it's like, here are all the things you can do. It will definitely take probably years.
Yeah. 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 Since this seems to be able to occur from any location, she will wander back towards the exit and keep listening until the rest of the party comes back by.
Yeah. And the rest of the party is going to the house. I have a picture of the house. But yeah, let's end on you all walking up to this here. Um, it is situated on the edge of the sea. It is super cool looking. It is wood and plastic and glass and metal, and crystal. And there is a front door that's green, that has like a big golden face on it. And let's leave at the front door, I think. At the golden mask door. But you can definitely hear like there's folks inside. Something's going on. Everyone take 1,000 XP.
Wow.
Hobnob with the Black City with the user interface of the Black City.
Hey, spatula's level 2.
Hey. And let's just go ahead and jump into Stars and Wishes. Let's go right to left. Let's start with Mark.
Yeah, okay. That was a very interesting session. I really enjoyed all of the philosophizing that we were doing together. It was kind of fun little role playing back and forth that we had all going. So big star for everyone for participating in that. And yeah, that was a good time. Star to Teal for Alba Negra really just being like, I'm gonna do this. The rest of us are like, well, like waffling on stuff, and Alba Negra's like, I'm going in the door. So took some initiative there. That was good. Um, yeah, I'm just it'll be interesting to see where what gets presented to us because I think I've got an idea now of what Skelly really wants out of all this. Um, and so look forward to also getting a chance to um, yeah, make some stuff happen maybe. Yeah.
Any other wishes?
No, that's where I'm at.
Cool. Thank you. Teal.
Yeah, so as Mark said, it's really cool to have all of us give different points of view about not only what we're experiencing, but also our fears.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very easy for fears to come up. You're like, oh, pretty, shiny, dangerous, must be dangerous. Because it's pretty and shiny, so it must be dangerous, right? And you've done a great job, Mark, of giving us a numinous enough experience that it's hard for us to land on any particular interpretation. Like you're doing a great job of keeping us in the well, maybe is it this, is it that, and so definitely stars all around. It's really interesting to see. It's interesting to see each of the characters respond to situations too. And I love watching how everybody else is like, well, this is how I'm like, these are the things that I'm concerned about. And I think it's funny, but because nothing is being forced on us, we're having to really contemplate what matters to us. And that's cool. I love that. So as far as wishes go, I mean, I still Adron would like to complete, somewhere in the future in the next like 2 days, would like to complete the rebuilder if possible. If not, then I will consider that to be like a future goal for a future incarnation of myself or something. And I would say that Alba Negra has now added a new like, well, this could be fun sort of thing to her list of things to do. In the short time, like she's got to figure out some way to get a whole new like body and to transfer her Taba to a new body so that she can continue these interesting things, which means she's pretty much guaranteed to leave the Black City. She would come back, like she'd hang out. She likes the Black City, but she also has some things she wants to do. So those are my wishes.
Ooh, thank you. Heath.
Yeah, very interesting times. It's funny because like at some point in the game when I realized like I don't think I've said anything for like an hour. And it was cool though. It's like I was just like engrossed, just like watching a television episode or something. And I was like, maybe I should contribute in some way. But this is all interesting. Um, then yeah, it is fun the philosophical dilemmas we face. Like, yeah, just suspicious of everything. Uh, man, it would be cool if we could, you know, free this obelisk, whatever, but it also seems like such a big thing that I'm like, is that even possible before the end of our game, you know? Kind of like the same with the rebuilder thing. Like that doesn't seem like a thing we can do before we end this game, but so many options. it's fun exploring Spatula's psyche, being such a unique, like, I have the full breadth of a human experience now, but also not really, but I do, but it's all in there. But like, what is all this then? Um, on that regard, since you leveled up and trying to decide what I want to do for level up, where's a good, like, if I wanted to add usually I just level up a stat because it's easiest. But like, if I wanted to look at skills, is there a good place to do? I mean, I know initially I just looked in the main book, but I felt like there
Yeah,
was,
in the Vastlands guidebook, there's like a billion skills.
oh, are there?
Yeah.
Because I know there's like the
Yeah,
three main classes and skills list under
go to
that
the
seem to
go
relate.
to the end of the book. There's like a whole bunch of alternate classes, each of which has like 5 skills listed.
Yeah.
Take a look, see if
Or like
There's
anything,
a whole there's a
20.
whole lot of some of them are weird.
Yeah. A
if
lot
I
of them
can
are
find
real
something
weird.
A
interesting,
lot
I
of them
might
are
go
weird,
that
real
route.
weird.
But we'll
I
see.
was looking at some of those for inspiration as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't even really notice I've wish wise. I'm just like, wow, I don't even know what to wish in this situation when we're in a weird, weird place and just more of the same, really. It's like just interesting to see kind of how this is all going to end up pretty quickly here.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. And we'll wrap it up with Mike.
Yeah, stars all around. This is kind of a trippy episode where it was just like very cerebral, very tense, but not. I knew Phaedred knew he was talking with a being of immense power and was trying very hard not to offend him, or it, or whatever. And yeah, it just we learned some really interesting stuff about the city, and had at least as many questions raised as were answered. And yeah, I felt like, unlike what Heath just said, I felt like at the beginning, I felt like I was really talking a lot because I was the one having that long conversation with him by myself at first. I was glad, Mark, that was really good of like mentioning his companion. Phaedred mentions his companions, and I'm like, oh yeah, so now you're all there. Oof. That was really good. Yeah, this like dilemma is like, do we check out this obelisk even though we've been told in no uncertain terms that, oh, you don't want to check out this obelisk. Yes, it's definitely really tempting. I'm really curious to see what Alba Negra is going to find there. I am super curious about this house and what's there and who's in there, and I don't know. Like, I'm thinking if you're going to go carousing, I'm thinking this is where you want to go carousing.
Definitely is.
Feels like I'm getting like, like restaurant at the edge of the universe kind of vibes from it.
Yep.
Um, yeah, as for wishes, I'm again, like I just said, I'm curious what's in the house. I don't know if I mean, is there a lot more to do in the city? If not, maybe like, we'll interact with whatever we find in the house, and then from there, I don't know. I think for one, am also interested in, like, if we have time to, like, have that interaction with the rebuilder, and then maybe do a montage, and then maybe do some like, and then at the very end, like, do some montages of our, like, of what we do. Do we go
Yeah.
back to the caravan? Do we take the caravan back to, like, all the way back to Violet City? Do we um do we go our separate ways? I don't know. We'll figure that out, I guess, because I think we only have like what, two more sessions.
Let's see. One, two, three. Three more sessions.
Three more sessions. Okay,
Cool.
cool. Yeah, really fun session. Got a little heavy, just in terms of, like, philosophizing here, and
Yeah. Super good.
but it was like really intense, really super fun, really super fun.
Awesome. Yeah. I feel like I got a really good idea of like what the city is about last time. And so it's like easy to bring a lot of strong stuff in there. So yeah, super good time. Um, yeah. Anything else before we say goodbye? Sweet. Great. We'll see you next time next week. Bye.